Narcissists target you not because you're weak, but because you are chosen. The universe handpicked you to be the light bearer, the change maker, and the purpose fulfiller. Your very existence disrupts the status quo, and those who thrive in darkness instinctively recognize the glow you carry within. They came after you not because they perceived you as easy prey, but because your essence threatened their purpose, which is to cause pain. Hi, I am Danish, a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. The topic for today's episode is really interesting. Why a narcissist becomes obsessed with the chosen ones. When I say chosen ones, I'm not referring to some narcissistic cult where people think they're better than others and wrap it up with spirituality. I'm talking about people who were put through hell for a purpose. See, you possess something a narcissist lacks. What is that? An unbreakable connection to the divine, a soul that radiates authenticity, and a presence that naturally inspires those around you. This is why narcissists are drawn to you like moths to a flame. They crave what you have, but instead of seeking to cultivate it within themselves, they seek to take it from you. Their obsession is not admiration, it is possession. They want to own your light, drain your energy, and dismantle your selfhood so they can wear your essence like a trophy. In crude words, we are talking about an obsessed hunter who comes after you because they plan to decorate your head on their wall to feel super powerful. Narcissists are aware, even if subconsciously, that they operate from a void, which is why they need trophies. You, on the other hand, embody something real. Your very being reminds them of what they are not, as I said, and that is intolerable to such a being, which is why they attack. To a narcissist, your purpose driven existence is a mirror reflecting their emptiness. Their obsession with you is, in essence, a desperate attempt to fill that void. But there is no filling a bottomless pit, is there? The more they consume your energy, the more they need because they are never satiated. They cannot be. This hunger is insatiable. No amount of love, validation, or understanding will ever be enough. Now, you may ask me, does my childhood trauma play a role in any of this? Your childhood trauma is not the primary reason why you attract narcissists, as they put it. They were activated, your childhood traumas, during devaluation, and then your stay in the relationship was prolonged as a consequence. Whether it was a narcissistic parent, a sibling, or another dominant figure in your life, you adapted. Your brain wired itself for survival, and for many of us, that meant developing the fawning response, which is popularly known as people-pleasing or codependency. Fawning is not kindness. It is not weakness either. It is a survival mechanism. It is your nervous system's way of ensuring safety in an environment where love was conditional, unpredictable, or totally absent. You learned that in order to avoid conflict, neglect, or outright abuse, you had to anticipate the needs of others, shrink yourself, or become whatever was required to keep the peace. When a narcissist enters your life in your adulthood, your brain perceives some kind of familiarity. It recognizes the patterns and mistakes these cues for love or feels trapped. Because in your earliest experiences, love and pain were intertwined. And so you revert to the behaviors that once saved you: fawning, placating, over-explaining, walking on eggshells, losing yourself in their needs, so on and so forth. Your childhood responses are not flaws. They are proof of your resilience. They're evidence of your ability to survive in the face of psychological warfare. But what once protected you now keeps you trapped. That's the difference. The fawning response convinces you that if you just love them enough, understand them deeply enough, and meet their impossible demands, you will finally be safe. But that safety never comes. Because with a narcissist, there is no safety. Only a cycle of depletion and destruction. And it's not just fawning that I'm talking about. Other trauma responses such as freezing, feeling paralyzed in their presence, fight, trying to confront them, but ultimately being crushed by their relentless manipulation, and flight, escaping but feeling magnetically pulled back, all come into play. Your nervous system oscillates between these states, trying to find a way to exist in their chaos without losing yourself entirely. But the more you fight for their love, the more you lose the battle for your own soul. Now, let's look at all of this from a spiritual perspective. From a spiritual perspective, the chosen ones are healers. I'll put it as that. You do not just love, you feel, don't you? You perceive wounds in others on a level that goes beyond words. You see the child within the narcissist, the brokenness beneath the bravado, the deep-seated shame they desperately try to mask. And so you try to heal them. I did this with my mother for decades. I spent my entire life trying to understand her, to reach the part of her that was still human, still capable of love. I poured my energy into her like a never-ending well, hoping that if I could just prove to her that I was good enough, she would finally love me in the way I needed. But she never did, because she could not. I wanted to believe that if I could just show her unconditional love, if I could be what she needed, what she never got from her parents, she would stop hurting me. But narcissists do not want to be healed. They do not want love. They want power. They want control. They want an energy source they can drain indefinitely. This is one of the hardest truths to accept. They do not want to change. No amount of love, sacrifice, or understanding will fill their void. And the more you try, the more you will lose yourself in the process. I keep calling them energy vampires. Why? Well, have you ever noticed how you feel after an interaction with them? The exhaustion that seeps into your bones, the mental fog, the emotional depletion. This is because they do not engage in relationships, they engage in vampirism. Every interaction is designed to extract something from you, which could be your energy, your self-esteem, your time, your love, anything. And they do not give back. They cannot. They function as an energetic vacuum, taking and taking until there is nothing left. This is why breaking free from a narcissist feels so difficult. It is not just a mental or emotional struggle. It is an energetic one, a spiritual one. They have entangled themselves into the very fabric of your being, hooking into your past wounds, your spiritual gifts, and your innate capacity for love. Untangling from them requires more than just distance. It requires deep, intentional healing. The most powerful thing you can do is recognize that your light was never meant to be drained by those who refuse to heal. Your purpose was never to fix them. Your purpose is to shine. Healing begins when you understand that your survival responses were necessary but are no longer needed. You are not that child anymore. You're not powerless either. You do not need to shrink yourself to survive. You do not need to lose yourself to make someone else whole. Every moment you reclaim your energy, every boundary you set, every time you choose yourself over the narcissist's endless games, demands, whatever they want from you, you're breaking the cycle. You are stepping into your true power. You're embodying what you were always meant to be: a light bearer, a change maker, a purpose fulfiller. The narcissist's obsession with you is not a reflection of your weakness, but of your strength. They saw in you what they could never become. And now it is time for you to see it too. You were chosen, not for suffering, but for awakening. You were chosen not to heal them, but to heal yourself. You were chosen not to be their supply, but to rise beyond them. And when you do, you become untouchable. That is the destiny of the chosen ones. With that, let's bring this episode to an end. I really hope you enjoyed it, and please share your experiences in the comments below. I will talk to you in the next one. Until then, as always, let the healing begin and continue.